started. Just as a reminder, and for those who weren't here, we're planning three meetings to start with. The first meeting we held in February, and the question was, does this make sense to you? Do you want to do it this way? And what I mean is, based on my experience in the past, I have found that it has not been as successful as I would have hoped when we tried to do some attraction of overseas investments. I know other people do it, but at least from my perspective, I thought there should be a better way. And recently I did find a better way, and that is through our labor unions. No one is more committed and passionate about getting those jobs and investments than the people who will work there. And they are fully committed to that, and might I say, they have the muscle to do it. I think that's something I didn't really understand at the time. I do now. They have the commitment, the political power, and the financial ability to really secure these opportunities for investment and growth in our city. And I'm going to then kind of let everyone introduce each other, but we would not be able to do this if we did not have the building trades, the laborers, and the other unions like the iron workers and the transport workers union. I know we have some others coming, but collectively with the AFL-CIO, which is part of the building trades, that's over 100 locals. It's a lot of people, and it's a lot of commitment. The first meeting was very successful. People wanted to proceed. And so during the first meeting, questions were raised, comments were raised. And so at this meeting, we're going to proceed by having a sampling of some of the folks and places that were raised. For example, Comcast, the Philadelphia Port, the airport, Drexel University, and other entities that represent the invitation for you to learn more about them. They're not going to present for an hour each. We'd be here all day. They're going to do 5 minutes just to introduce what's exciting about what they're doing, and that they're open to your questions, your visits, your conversation. We're going to try to provide honestly, accurately, what's the good and bad of Philadelphia. I'm happy to say there's a lot of great things going on that you're going to learn about today, but we want to provide you with a very accurate perspective so that you can talk to your company's investors, and if there's something that needs to be done, we're going to be happy to do our best to make sure that we can accommodate you. I am waiting for Martina White. She is our state representative who is secretary of the Republican caucus. Now, the reason I say that is not because I prefer Republicans. This is a Democratic city. You got all the Democratic power you need in the city. But in Harrisburg, the state Senate and the state House, that is majority Republican. And we have the secretary of the caucus in the House to join us to say that she will do what she can do to accommodate your needs, especially when it comes to long-term financial stability for your investors. Finally, after this, we'll have a third meeting where we bring in all those organizations that deal with attracting business and investment to our city. Select Greater Philadelphia, the Chamber of Commerce, the Philadelphia Commerce Department, and those types of entities. We'll bring them here for you to engage in whatever questions or conversations that you want to have. At this time, I'd like to thank our hosts, that is the laborers. They are represented here. by, to my right, Sam Staton Jr., Esteban Vera, and Ryan Boyer. So they're our hosts. This is their training center. I'm going to ask Ryan Boyer to give us a few words, and and Esteban Vera, and then Sam Staton.
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank Councilman O for putting this together. The first meeting, I think, was a rousing success. It was a meet and greet to tell everyone here, and I see the media assembled, that unions are a good partner and a good ally in attracting business. I see that we have some people from Hillco here, people from the airport, and they'll tell you that our help was invaluable to them getting their projects done. Just helping them wade through the red tape of bureaucracy, both city and state, to make sure that their projects come to fruition. Right now, we're helping American Airlines with a union issue that we're trying to step in the middle of and be honest brokers so that we can show that Philadelphia is a city that is very hospitable towards business. And we're open for business, and whatever you reasonably tell us to do, we will do within reason. But we definitely believe that we're a union town, but we believe that we have a workforce that is trained and ready to go. And we want to be a partner with every country that is represented here and every business that's represented here to build the global brand of Philadelphia. And I think Councilman O talked about it. We sometimes believe that Philadelphia is known. We have to do a better job of telling that story. We believe that we have some of the best workforce in the country. We definitely have the best universities. We have the best hospitals. So anything necessary to make a community and make a corporation work, Philadelphia has. It's the reason why we were shortlisted for the Amazon headquarters to be headquartered in Philadelphia, because we have talent, we have access to new talent in our universities, colleges, and trade schools, and a hidden gem is the union apprenticeship programs, which act like colleges themselves. So we hit it from the academic, we hit it from the work to learn, which is an apprenticeship, and we hit it from the trade schools. We hit all those things out of the park with a work ethic that is northeast, that is 24/7. And you have great partners here, and we welcome you to our training facility. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for everybody coming out, the familiar faces that we see out here. For some of you that know me, my name is Esteban Vera, business manager of Labor's Local 57 here in Philadelphia, and alongside with our district council business manager, also international rep of our union, international union, and also to my right, my brother, the business manager of Labor's Local 332, and also the vice president of our international union. And I want to say thank you also to David O for putting this thing together. This is huge and it's important, and the reason I'm mentioning their names here is because what you're looking at is kind of generations of the Bill 2 of Philadelphia. Sam, you know, his father and himself, you know, look, and my families and Ryan's, we come from the field. We were the apprentices, the laborers out in the field. We did this work, you know? And it's proud. It's a proud feeling to be able to drive by a project and point out to your family and your friends and your children and say, hey, I was responsible for working on that bridge or that road or that building that got worked on. So it's important to us. Safety, you know, always being number one. When you work with the unions, you know, it's proven that, you know, we try to get projects done on time, on budget, or under budget, which is very important to us because we want to make sure that's right, safe. We just want to make sure that everybody, you know, gets home. But there's definitely opportunity. So we're embracing this opportunity, like David O was saying, because Philadelphia is a gem. It's a diamond that people sometimes forget about, you know, being the first city in the country. But I'm proud, and I'm proud to sit amongst, you know, you guys here at this table because this is an opportunity to really make things happen. There's a lot of benefit for community, not, of course for the companies and for unions, but for working people every day. And I just see this as a trajectory just going up. It's a win-win. I don't see how anybody can lose. So it's important, I think, even to be in the beginning of this and also encourage minds alike to want to be inclusive with this. We're very active when it comes to the city, not just for work, but even the political relationships like David O. hit. We have a gentleman by the name of Rodney who does a great job here. Rodney, communicating with a lot of us here. But it's not coincidental. We're huge on relationships. The negotiation styles that I've learned, from my brothers, watching them and being successful and what we try to accommodate, it has to benefit everybody, or it's not going to make sense. But if it does, and your intent is going to be right, you're going to hit a home run, and that's what it's about. You can't always hit a home run, but at least maybe you get triple or double. That's all good too. But I'm not going to stay too long, stay winded. But thank you guys very much, and I encourage the conversation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Samuel Staten Jr. Also, I'm International Vice President of our International Union. I was out of town. I was out of town the last meeting you had, but coming today, I do see some real good stuff can happen here. When you talk about our young people, apprenticeship programs coming out of school, jobs, which is always the end case that we need for to keep the industry going. Hopefully that we can really accomplish something here today. I want to thank Councilman O. Again, without him, this forum would not happen. I'm eager to get to know people and see how we can help to make the city of Philadelphia be a place that our kids will be proud of, our grandkids will be proud of, a place that we can say we helped build. As everyone mentioned before, we've been here for quite a while doing this construction, and we pretty well know how it goes. We've been actively involved in politics for a long time. Mayor Street was a member of our local union when he was the mayor, because we believe Philadelphia can be a better place. And it takes people like yourselves and us to make it happen. And I'm here to reach far because I am international vice president. I can reach far. So this doesn't have to just be a Philadelphia. It can be a worldwide situation that we can make lives better for a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to share a example. I work with a company, an international company. It's a very good company. And they came to Philadelphia and they were advised to avoid the unions. Avoid unions because they're going to stick you up. They're just going to be greedy and grab everything. You want to avoid them. And they did. I don't think it's their fault. They came from a different country. They came here. They made a very large investment. And they didn't understand, well, in this city, you're going to end up being a union employer. And so they did, with a lot of struggle and difficulty, ultimately become a union employer. And they had great employees. And they liked their employees, and they're appreciative of their employees. And later, it wasn't them or their employees, but a purchase was made and they left town. Now, thinking back on that, wouldn't it have been better if when they came here, they met with the union, collaborated, prepared their workforce, engaged politically together to get the best deals and to ensure that they were on the right track? And I think they would still be here today. We lost all that tax revenue. We lost all those jobs. It was hundreds of millions of dollars for our city that we lost. That to me is a silly thing to do. And our unions, I don't know about elsewhere, but our unions will work with your companies. They're not gonna be a pushover, but they will let you know up front, and they want to work with you. And that's part of why we're getting here together. You have the leadership of the biggest unions in this city right here. And we have, they're speaking for a lot of other folks as well. So you have all the unions in Philadelphia, and they have, I will tell you, I didn't know anything about unions, I didn't know anything about politics, but I will tell you, they got the power. If you need legislation passed, and I do, I will get more legislation passed by calling them and having them tell my colleagues to vote for something than I will. So with that very stark reality, let me start this meeting. I'm just gonna ask that on my right, we pass the microphone around. 30 seconds, please introduce yourselves to everyone else, who you are, that type of thing. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Sean Mahoney, Director of Marketing for Philiport, the Port of Philadelphia. We have a lot of exciting things going on in the Port of Philadelphia, experiencing tremendous growth. I'm going to give you a quick 5-minute presentation at the appropriate time, but it's just really a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Josh Dillard. I represent the Consul General of Canada out of New York, but I'm located here in Philadelphia. I'm a lifelong Philadelphia resident. I largely work on trade development between the two countries, including scientific partnerships.
Hello everyone, I'm Megan Kelly. I'm with Hillco Redevelopment Partners. I recently joined Hillco in November. We are redeveloping the former Philadelphia Energy Solutions oil refinery. And it's about 1,300 acres, takes up about 2% of Philadelphia's land mass, so it's a very significant development opportunity for Philadelphia. We will be redeveloping it into a 21st century logistics, e-commerce, and life science park. Prior to my role at Hillco Redevelopment Partners, I was with Select Greater Philadelphia at the Chamber of Commerce for several years, where I worked with some colleagues I recognize around this room to really put Philadelphia on the map with the international community, and have developed international trade and investment relationships both within the Philadelphia community and nationally and internationally. So I'm very pleased to be continuing to work on the behalf of Hillco to internationalize the business community here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Dave Nisula. I'm a program advisor for the Philadelphia International Airport, specializing in capital development and cargo development. You'll see a video later from Shelley Cameron, our CEO, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. But I'm interested and really looking forward to this conversation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Cocho. I'm with the Transport Workers Union, and we represent SEPTA, public transit, among other things. But public transit couldn't be any more important to everyone in this room. Needless to say, we tie everybody together. We bring the workforce in from the suburbs, throughout the city. We do it all. Needless to say, you need workers, you need to get them to work, we do it. And if Martina White was here now, she could also tell you about some of the incentives that SEPTA is currently doing. In fact, with Drexel and some others, but some of the larger employers were offering different ways and different incentives for the employers to use the system and to send their employees on the system. With the funds that we have just received and the infrastructure plans that SEPTA has, we'll be moving further into the suburbs, which will broaden the scope of possible employees. So we're proud of what we've been doing for the last 80 years. And like David said, we work together with all of our employers to make sure we get the job done. That's all I got.
Good afternoon. My name is Jamal Coles, business agent for Young Workers, Local 401. We have a saying on one of our t-shirts that we sell. We don't go to the office, we build it. We're responsible for the structures that created the Philadelphia skyline, and we look forward to putting more up. And that's it. Thanks.
Good afternoon. I am Yomo Shin of KUTRA. KUTRA is the government agency of South Korea, and we are supporting the SME who want to do business in US. So, thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Dong Jun Kim from Korea Trade Investment Promotion Agency. This is the first time to visit this historical city in the United States. And I'm so pleased to come to join this meeting, and it is good opportunity for me to learn how your community working honestly on having business and investment. Yeah, thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is John Scotland. I'm a research analyst at the Japanese Consulate in New York. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Naohito Sato, Consul of Consulate General of Japan in New York. There are many Japanese companies invested in Philadelphia, and there are many potentially interested Japanese company in investing in Philadelphia. So it's my great honor to be invited to this meeting, and I'm looking forward to finding a good opportunity for Japanese company from this meeting. Thank you.
How's it going, everybody? Lou Parisi, Director of Marketing, Comcast Business. I represent the Philadelphia region. For that also includes New Jersey, but my concentration is in the Philly limits. So I think biggest thing I'll share, and I sent a few slides over, but keeping it very high level for everyone here, is Comcast is a family-started local company. I know it's hard to think of that at the mega size that it can be viewed, but one of the biggest pieces that we do is we bring network access and really close the digital divide, whether that's on our residential or on our commercial side, which I represent today. So, and with that is our network expansion efforts that we've done to make sure that internet is really never a second thought, and it's always available when you need it at that level. So, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Esau Estrada. I'm with the Consulate General of Guatemala in Philadelphia. We're happy to be present in this meeting. The Consulate of Guatemala in Philly is fairly new. We've only been here for a couple of years, but we are happy to learn about everything that this city has to offer. Philadelphia is a beautiful city, and we're happy to be present here. Thanks for the invitation.
Hello, my name is Shukrat Simarov, and I'm representing Turkish community in the city of Philadelphia. 17 years already living in the city of Philadelphia, and try bringing some business from Turkey to city of Philadelphia, and always do my best for city of Philadelphia.
Hello, I'm Ralph Wiedemann, Honorary Consul of Germany in Philadelphia. I've been in this role for 10 years now, and thank you very much for having us here. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kate McNamara, Senior Vice President for PIDC at the Navy Yard. Very happy to be here today. Thank you so much for convening us. And for those of you who don't know, PIDC is a public-private entity. We have a banking and real estate function, and our whole purpose is to attract businesses, international and domestic, to Philadelphia, to help them grow here, for residents of the city to start businesses and grow here. So really covering the whole gamut from small businesses up to Fortune 500 companies. And the Navy Yard is one of our main campuses. It's 1,200 acres. We have everything from shipbuilding to life sciences to urban outfitters, and small businesses, nonprofits as well. So our goal is to help everybody. We have a number of international companies at the Navy Yard as well. So really interested in hearing everybody's thoughts on the projects that are going on, and happy to answer any questions about PIDC or the Navy Yard.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leonardo Hengue. I'm the Deputy Consul General of Brazil in New York. Philadelphia and Pennsylvania is in our jurisdiction too, so it's a pleasure to be here. I thank our hosts for the pleasure and honor of this invitation. We're looking forward to learn more about Philadelphia and what it has to offer to Brazilian businesses coming here. We already have 19 Brazilian companies installed in Philadelphia. And I was mentioning to Councilman O that also have a sizable Brazilian community in the state and in the city. So it is our great pleasure to be here, and we're looking forward to have an interesting meeting today, as it's already the case in the first meeting we had. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ralph Rafael Pacheco. I'm Deputy Consul of Brazil in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania for consular projects and community outreach. It's a pleasure to be here in this meeting. Thank you, Councilman O, for the invitation. We had the opportunity to meet on the stage of Brazilian Day Philadelphia 2019, and it's been a while, so it's good for me to be back in the city and to learn about the environment for businesses, and also to learn a little bit more how can we improve the electoral agenda between Brazil and the city, and also to learn and to provide the community with important information on business.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paresh Birla. I'm a president for Council of Indian Organization. It's a non-profit organization based out of Philadelphia. We work as liaison between Indian businesses and US, and we have a lot of Indian American businesses in and around the Philadelphia. Again, thank you, Councilman O. Good to see you again. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Carlos Obrador. I'm the head consul of Mexico in Philadelphia. From this consulate, we oversee the states of Delaware, Pennsylvania, and southern New Jersey. Southern New Jersey with a population, Mexican population, more or less, about 350,000 Mexican population that we serve, and we overlook a trade between Mexico and Pennsylvania of more than $11.3 billion. That trade with Mexico supports approximately 200,000 jobs in my jurisdiction, American jobs, but also in my jurisdiction there are about 8,000 farm workers from Mexico employed by different farms as H-2A workers. Also in the construction business, we have a lot of workers there, so there's, I'm very happy to participate in this meeting and get to know the union leadership, and thank you, Councilman O, for supporting and calling for this important meeting. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sun Yi, Vice Consul of Chinese Consulate General in New York, and we're working in the economic and commercial office. It's my first trip to the city of Philadelphia, and a very nice city and full of the spirit of independence. And it's my pleasure to hear with my colleagues, and thank you for the Councilman David O to invite us here. And this is the first business trip after the pandemic that we come out of New York City to talk with all you guys, and nice to meet you, and hope this meeting we can build the relationship and make a collaboration. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Zhao Hong. I'm also from the Consulate General of People's Republic of China in New York, and three of us, we are all from the Economic and Commercial Department. And I am the person who contact the person for the Penn State and also the city of Philadelphia. And I have been here in New York for almost 4 years, and I have been here several times and had very close relationship with the city of Philadelphia. But unfortunately, after the pandemic, we lose some contact. So I have to say thank you, Councilman O, to provide us this information roundtable meeting for us to know more about the city and re-establish the context for the business here. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Swen Wang from the Chinese Consulate General in New York. We are in the same teams. It's my first time to come here to attend these meetings. I really enjoy this experience, and because this city is very good, and we think that it's also a great opportunity to facilitate the trade between the US and China. Thanks.
Yes, hello, I'm Christine Vester, the Honorary Consul of Switzerland. I assist and oversee trade, education, science, and culture. Thank you so much for your invitation. I'm delighted to be here.
Hello, good morning. I'm State Representative Martina White. I serve as the House Majority Secretary here in Pennsylvania. And I am very honored to be here today because I know David O has been a very big advocate for bringing more jobs, better paying jobs to Philadelphia. As you know, we have many different issues across the city of Philadelphia that we could certainly use your advice and expertise on. And our tradesmen who are in this room today, I'm a proud supporter of all of you and what it is that you do to help train up our workforce here locally and across the Commonwealth. And I'm just very, very pleased to be part of this conversation, David. I look forward to learning about each and every one of you and getting to know you better. Thank you. Thank you for coming over. All right, I think we have this gentleman.
Hi, my name is Luigi Buitrago. I'm the commercial assistant to the Consul General of Panama in Philadelphia. First, I want to thank a good friend of all consulate generals in Philadelphia, David, for inviting us to this meeting. Before and after the pandemic, we have the joy of having David with us and the Consul General of Mexico to two commercial meetings that the Consul General brought to Philadelphia, and we sat with several of the people who are on this table today. So it's great to see it. I'm a little late because I was actually in another meeting that was a meeting of visitors from all over the world to Philadelphia, young professionals that were on the digital area that are visiting Philadelphia with the State Department. And actually I was telling them they were excited that I was coming here to this meeting to discuss issues of labor relations between unions and business and the promotion with overseas countries. I have to tell you too that I am a former member of Local 2978. I was the AFL-CIO representative to my local. So before this life of being a diplomat, I was a union employee. So this happens. We move back and forth from the union to the real world and back to the unions when we need to. But knowing, that all things are possible, and to see a champion like David, as always, making sure that all these conversations happens, we're really happy to be here. Thank you.
I guess that's going to be my turn. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elena Mazur. I'm Honorary Consul of Ukraine in Philadelphia, Consul of District East Pennsylvania. I see my colleagues here. Pleasure to see you. Want to say thank you so much, Councilman, for bringing us together. You are our incredible force that is actually joining all our efforts, resources, and all of us together. Thank you so much for this leadership. And again, thank you everyone for the incredible support that all of you provided to Ukraine, to me personally. Thank you so much for your generosity and for your compassion. Thank you.
Whoops, thank you very much. Now, in our schedule, what we're going to do is this. We're going to hear from some entities that were raised at our last meeting, such as the state legislature, Comcast, the port and the airport and all that. So 5 minutes, it's just an introduction and letting us know what's exciting about your organization, because people want to know. And it is, of course, an invitation for anyone here to get in touch with you or any other entity that you're interested in pursuing whatever investment you would like to do. Being that Representative White just walked in, I'm not going to start with her according to the schedule. I'm going to give you, are you ready? Would you like to go, or would you like me to just?
Whatever you prefer, I don't mind, either way. I'm here the whole time. I'm not going anywhere.
So let me do this. Let me just kind of give you a chance to settle in. If you want to get something to eat or drink, it's over there. You're good? Okay. So Lois, we'll start with Kate McNamara. But what I'm going to do is, just for everyone, I'm going to let the folks around us introduce themselves so we know who they are. Starting with my good friend Rodney Little.
Good afternoon. My name is Rodney Little, principal of R.L. Little Consulting Firm with the expertise in government relations.
Hello, my name is Daniel Guan. I'm president of Finland Media. We have the most popular community website, for Korean American in this Greater Philadelphia area. We also carry, online news. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Matthew Shem Goodman. I'm a writer and editor, and I'm working on a profile of Councilmember O. So that's what I'm here.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Timona Fisher and I work at Philliport. I am the manager of community relations. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Haji Malumian and I work with Hilco Redevelopment Partners.
All right, and Sabrina.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sorry. Would you please introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Ryan Boyer.
Sure. Thank you for having me here. My name is Sabrina. Currently, I'm in New York. I'm the chief representative of China Chamber of Commerce in China. My mission was to lead the trade promotion work between U.S. and China. So we bring, before COVID, we bring entrepreneurs from China to the U.S. mostly for like investment summits, for business roundtables. So these selected entrepreneurs are mostly interested in like making greenfield investment in the U.S. And they were either started by the setting up a warehouse or region office. So we already have a plan to build a factory, but because of COVID situation right now, everything is slowed down. But I hope we can like move forward to the next level after all this become better. And I'm really happy to talk with David. Thank you for inviting me today. And even I'm not in Philadelphia, but I will put my information in the Zoom. If anyone have a business interest about business related about China, and you can text me or either email me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I said earlier, I'm Ryan Boyer, the business manager of the Labor District Council of Philadelphia and vicinity, and also the business manager of the Philadelphia Building Trades Council. Unfortunately, the city of Philadelphia placed me on the tax review board, and they don't have a quorum, so I have to leave at 2 to collect tax dollars. But I just wanted to